this is Brian,
And this is Elena.
and we're going to be showing you a little bit more about Google Slides. In Google 101, you learned how to create a slide presentation, how to insert text, how to insert an image, and how to insert a video. Here, we're going to be looking more at Google Slides being used in 3 different ways with your students. This video will give you a general overview of the 3 different types of ways to use slides, and later on you'll be able to look at short videos to learn how to do each one of those specific skills.
So in this first presentation, this is a teacher-created presentation. It's very similar to a PowerPoint. You'll notice that there's just writing and words and pictures.
So this type of presentation, you would just say that we're giving information to the students through the presentation of slides.
Yeah, exactly. And because we're presenting to students, we could actually click on the Present button and start the presentation.
So on this slide, I noticed there's a big picture. That's something we refer to as a background image. Now, how did you get the words up on there?
You use either text boxes or a table to put in the words.
Okay.
If you go on the second slide, you'll notice that, again, we have some words and pictures and also a video that you could embed, which is what we learned in Google 101.
And I noticed the text box up on the top, we went a little further and added some color here just to make it look better. Third slide, again, we've got text boxes, and I see a big image over on the side and then also some little images. So looking at this is something where we're going to learn how to order images to make sure the right ones appear on top.
I also really like this slide because it doesn't have as much words. You know, sometimes I notice looking at presentations, even the ones that I've created, where I put just so much content and so much text. So I kind of like that it's pretty simple and there's not as many words on the page.
So this slide, I know from creating, has animation involved in it. We're in what we call the editing mode of slides, where you can see all the different slides over on the left-hand side. If we click that present mode button on top, if I was a teacher at the board presenting, animation might be something I want to use. So what animation does is you click to get different things to appear. So here, as we're talking to the class, we can click and different text appears on the screen. And we just keep clicking through as we're having that conversation to show students what we want them to focus on along the screen. Now, to get out of present mode, you simply hit escape, and you're back in what we call the editing mode.
And as you go through the presentation, you'll just notice there's other, bells and whistles. You can put arrows, you can put different text boxes or objects, and then on top of them, layer pictures.
So over on the right here, you mentioned there's an object. That scroll is actually one of the shapes you can select, and then we put words on top of it and an image also on top of that shape. Next slide's very similar. You've got a background image and then text boxes on top with a title, a question we might ask, and some vocabulary words.
And the last one, I think, looks pretty similar as well.
Now, on the bottom there, I noticed that looks a little different. It's not really a text box. What was put on the bottom that we have the words on top of?
Oh, I think this one is a scroll, so it's a shape.
So that would be one of the shapes you use, and you can just stretch it out to be as long as you need. Now, in this teacher-created presentation, we just had students reading information and maybe holding some class discussions. So you'll notice this is very similar to how you would use a PowerPoint. You click from slide to slide and give them information. If you were to post something like this in Google Classroom, you wouldn't necessarily want students to be able to change any of it. So when you post it, this would go as a view-only document when you select how you want the post to go to students.